Did you hear the news that oil has surpassed $90 a barrel again? Or that gasoline could cost $5 a gallon by this summer? If you missed that bit of news, you can log on to cnnmoney.com and read it, or just wait and see it for yourself at the gas pump. I don't want to pay those kind of prices for gas any more than the next person. But when I considered everyone purchasing an electric car to lower the demand for oil, I learned that the increase in demand for electricity would have the same market effect on its price as we're seeing with oil. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, the U.S. is going to need 260,000 megawatts of new electric generating capacity by the year 2030. That's a 25% increase over today's capacity. So if the demand goes up, but our supply of electricity doesn't, we're going to see large increases in electric rates, just like we're seeing with oil. So how will we generate the needed electricity? Coal-fired electric plants like the one up in Omaha? That would defeat one of the main reasons for going electric. It certainly wouldn't decrease greenhouse gases any. So today I'd like to show you about a clean energy alternative that could generate the electricity we'll need without pumping millions of cubic feet of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. I'd like to tell you why we should build a nuclear power plant in Fremont County, Iowa. Let's start by discussing how nuclear energy produces electricity. After mining, uranium is milled and processed to create uranium oxide, or yellow cake. At a conversion plant, impurities are removed and the yellow cake is converted into enriched uranium that can be used for fuel. A fuel fabricator presses the uranium into solid pellets and inserts them into rods to make a fuel assembly. According to the Nuclear Energy Institute, just one fuel pellet this size provides as much energy as 149 gallons of oil, 1 ton of coal, or 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas. In the reactor, nuclear fission produces energy which heats water to create steam. The steam powers the generators which produce electricity. The nuclear reactor generates reliable electricity around the clock without producing any greenhouse gases. So you may be thinking, great! Electric energy production without greenhouse gases. But what about the radiation? I'll be honest with you. That's what I thought, especially after the 3 Mile Island incident in 1979 and the Chernobyl accident in 1986. Although serious, those events led to significant improvements in nuclear plant safety. The U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission strictly regulates the nuclear power plants now. They regulate plant performance in 3 main areas: reactor safety, radiation safety, and security. And according to the NRC, the American nuclear energy industry has an impeccable safety record. Okay, so reactors are safe and secure, but what about the spent fuel rods and a nuclear plant's impact on the environment? Actually, nuclear power plants produce relatively little waste. According to the Nuclear Energy Institute, although a nuclear power plant will produce enough energy for more than 750,000 homes, it will generate only about 20 metric tons of used fuel annually. The used fuel is highly radioactive, so it must be contained safely. And in the U.S., it is. It's housed in special buildings on site in steel-lined concrete pools filled with water until it cools. Once it cools, it's stored on site in huge steel and concrete containers. When it's eventually shipped to a disposal facility, the shipping containers must meet rigorous NRC and U.S. Department of Energy safety and impact standards. The containers have a lead steel shell and a neutron shield over it. When a deep geological repository eventually opens, these shipping containers will be stored 1,000 feet below the surface of a mountain and 1,000 feet above the nearest water table. As far as a nuclear power plant is concerned, they're so clean and safe that according to sheddinglight.org, they provide excellent habitats for wildlife and plants. Many endangered and protected species, such as the short-nosed sturgeon, American crocodile, and manatee, have found sanctuary at nuclear power plants. So, nuclear power is reliable, it's safe, and it benefits the environment. Now let me tell you why we should build a nuclear power plant in Fremont County. First of all, Fremont County borders on the Missouri River, which could provide the water necessary for generating the steam. And then, the population of Fremont County already knows of the safety and environment benefits that come with nuclear power plants because they're just 30 miles upriver from the Cooper nuclear power plant located in Brownville, Nebraska. And last but not least, according to the Nuclear Energy Institute, nuclear power plants typically generate 400 to 700 permanent jobs, which pay 36% more than the average salary in the local area. Okay, by now you've seen that nuclear power is reliable, it's safe, it's good for the environment, and good for the local economy. So, if we're going to have to generate additional electrical supplies to meet our increased demands for energy, let's do it by building more nuclear power plants. And if we need to build them, why not in Fremont County? The Missouri River is right there to supply the water resources, and southwest Iowa needs the economic boost. So let's build them.